I've broken down 4 basic exercises that I think every athlete needs to master: the deadlift, the squat, push-up, and the pull-up. The great thing about this is I'm going to show you progressions so that if you're not able to actually do, let's say, a pull-up, how do you start, and then how do you go to the point where you can do a pull-up, and then where do you go from there. So basically a simple progression for each of these 4 most foundational exercises. Remember, it's not about how many exercises you can do that I think makes you successful or not. It's how well you can actually do the foundational movements and exercise. And these are the 4 most foundational. So here are some progressions. Make sure you take notes. And then also get access to the RITTER SP members area. And then you can actually go in and watch more in detail of each of these exercises. So this is just an overview. So if you're not a RITTER SP member, make sure you sign up for that. Read the Surge Strength ebook so you can get all the information to make yourself a better athlete. To build the deadlift, you need to make sure that you're engaging your glutes and being able to light them up. So the Cook hip lift is maybe the simplest form in order to learn how to actually activate those glutes that are so important in the deadlift. Next would be the tabletop, and this would just be a little bit more an advanced movement. Again, the emphasis is being able to light up those glutes. And we're actually standing up and learning to engage them in a single leg fashion, like single leg layouts. So you have some balance incorporated here, more so than you would need for a deadlift, but you're learning how to engage from the hips and from your core. Then finally, you're able to actually complete a deadlift after learning how to contract your glutes, and then you can just add weight as you're progressing. Always making sure that back is engaged when you're using glutes. With the squat, there's a lot of problems that some people have being able to balance and sit their hips back. So the Cook squat really does a great job of forcing the athlete to learn how to sit their hips back, keep their chest and head up, and then go through that squatting motion. So it's actually more than you would for a normal squat. But it builds great into the body weight squat, because then if you can do the Cook squat, the body weight squat is not going to be a problem. Being able to sit your hips back, keeping your chest up. Prisoner squat just continues to emphasize a big chest, hips sitting back, and it just helps to stretch out the chest. Then once you're able to do that, you can go to a little bit more explosiveness with the squat jump. Making sure the chest stays up, you're driving through the heels using your glutes. Then, after explosiveness, you can start adding speed with the speed squat. And then finally, you can start to load the actual exercise. And I like the front squat a little bit better because it forces you to stay tall in your chest and hips sitting back more. The single leg squat would be the next progression. And first you want to learn how to control yourself in the downward movement. So the sit down, it's all about controlling yourself down to the box and having your glutes really absorb that. Once you can control down, you start going up with the step up. And you do it from the side so that the emphasis can be through the heel and that the knee stays pretty much over the ankle as you're going up and down. From here, you can go to an assisted position where you can actually go through a full motion single leg pistol squat. And then finally, without assistance, so the technique has stayed the same throughout the squat, whether it's single or double leg. Chest is up, hips sitting back, driving through the heel. You want to do drop downs first, just like we did in the single leg squat when learning how to do a push-up. Control that eccentric movement. Make neurological muscle connections. That's the best way to learn how to do a movement. So we're not even worried about pushing up. I'm worried about you controlling yourself on the way down. Once you master that, then we can go to the hands up push-up. This is where you're going down, lift the hands up so you're all the way down, and it's forcing you to get strongest at most points where people are weakest, which is the very start. After you've mastered that, you can go on to the push-up, and here you're just continuing to work on a good body line your head staying in line with the rest of your body all the way down through your hips and heels, and your hands are pretty much right underneath your shoulders. Once you have the push-up down, then you can add some variability with the twist. So you're continuing that line, but then just in the up position, you're rotating your body to look all the way up. Another variable is just lifting one leg, so now you have 3 points of contact instead of 4. The tempo push-up is similar to the drop down in that you're trying to go as slow as you can on the way down, but you actually do a push-up to return. Then adding explosiveness with the power push-ups, trying to get your hands off the ground, and you can even progress this up to a clap in between, but you can also do it from knees too if you need to. This may feel like the hardest one to progress, but you start with just a hanging position in order to build up to a pull-up. Get those muscles to learn how to engage. And once you've had those muscles engaged, then you can start to do a drop down, just like we did in the single leg and the push-up, getting those muscles to work eccentrically. So again, you can jump up there. You don't have to pull yourself up. We're emphasizing the downward motion, the eccentric part of the pull-up. From then, you can go on to assistance with bands. And some can get in the bands by themselves, and others may need assistance. That's fine. But the point is that you're going through the full range of motion, much like the hands up push-ups. We're going through the full range of motion, but you're getting some assistance here. Then you want to reverse your grip so your palms are facing towards you, and that's going to recruit a little bit more muscles, and it's going to be more of an advantage for you to get yourself up and down. From here, you should almost be able to do a pull-up after mastering all the prerequisite exercises. And you just want to make sure that whenever you're doing it, you always practice full range of motion, going all the way up and down. To even make the pull-up harder, do a chest pull-up by getting your chest to the bar instead of just your chin. So go all the way up, touch your sternum to the bar, and then back down.